Hello again, class 988. Whew, getting closer and closer. 988. All right, it's a pleasure to be here. So early in the morning, why not? Early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Al que madruga, Dios le ayuda. Alguien me escribió hace poco. Al que madruga, Richard le ayuda. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, somebody wrote it. Al que madruga, Richard le ayuda. Yeah. So, I'm not God, eh? I'm not God. God can help you with your English. But I think I can help you with your English more than God. Because I can motivate you to make an effort. Can God motivate you to make an effort? I mean, God will forgive you even if you never learn English. Perdón, Dios te perdonará aunque no sepas inglés. Right? Me no. No forgiveness. Okay. All right. Expressions, page 108 at the top. You've got a point. You've got a point. You have a point. You've got a point there. You've got a good point. Esto se oye a diario en las reuniones sobre todo. Como lo dicen aquí, you've got a point means, tienes razón. Va, más que eso. Pues, pensándolo bien, pues tienes razón. You've got a point means, lo que dices, a lo mejor es buen argumento. Ojo. You've got a point. Es reactivo esta expresión. You're right es tienes razón. You're right. But you've got a point means, bueno, pues, hombre, razón tienes. Sí. Yeah. Yes. For example, equality of outcome. Equality of outcome. Outcome is desenlace, resultado final. Equality of outcome. La igualdad del desenlace final. That means everybody is equal. Everybody lives in a house of 100 square meters. Everybody, all the children go to the same public schools. That's equality of outcome. Y no cambia nunca. All right. That's equality of outcome. Equality of opportunity, igualdad de oportunidad, means todos parten de una misma línea de salida. Okay. Equality of opportunity. People say, yes, I can see. Equality of opportunity. Fine. Everybody agrees with equality of opportunity. However, I don't. Well, Richard, you don't? No. Why? Because with equality of opportunity, then private schools out, only public schools. And the inheritance tax is 100%. ¿Cómo? Impuestos de sucesiones 100%. So that's the same starting line. Because children of wealthy families go to private schools, very good, the best schools, and it's not equality. It's not the same starting line, you see. So if you agree that equality, everybody should start from the same starting line, then you agree that the inheritance tax should be 100%, right? No. Oh, you've got a point. You've got a point means, ahí has dicho algo que es válido. Eso es you've got a point. You've got a point. ¿Sí? ¿Quieres que tus hijos hereden tu casa? Oh. When you die, do you want your children to inherit? Of course. Well, then you don't believe in equality of opportunity. You don't agree with the same starting line. You understand? So, it didn't occur to me. Okay, you've got a point. En este caso, you've got a point. No es que tengas razón, es que has dicho algo que es válido para el debate. You've got a point. Y se usa mucho. Yeah, you've got a point. Ahí tienes razón. Parece que nos estamos olvidando del cliente. You've got a point. You've got a point there. Se usa mucho allí. Tienes un punto allí, literalmente. You've got a point there. Yes. We seem to be forgetting the customers. Okay. All right, you got a point. I have a bias against someone. To have a bias. Ir en contra de alguien. No, tener prejuicios con respecto a alguien. A bias. Escrito bias. Pero se pronuncia bias. Bias es un sesgo. Yeah. A bias. See. A bias means, okay, él es de derecha siempre, es un bias. Yes. I mean, even, me niego a subir los aviones. Why? I refuse to fly. Why? Because planes have a left wing. Tiene un ala izquierda. Y yo soy de derechas. I refuse. So he has a very strong bias. A bias means no es imparcial. A person who has a bias is not impartial. He's partial. Yes, definitivamente el árbitro va en contra del equipo local. Yes, the referee has definitely got a bias against the home team. Yeah, el equipo local, el equipo casero decimos. The home team. Root for the home team. Tienen prejuicios en contra de cualquiera que hable un segundo idioma. They have a bias against anyone que no hable. They have a bias against anyone who doesn't speak a second language. In this company, you must speak English if you want to work here. So we have a bias, which is not true. You can work in this company and not speak English. Contabilidad. In accounting, you don't need to speak English in accounting in this company. All right. In other companies, yes. Multinational companies, many times in the accounting department, they need English. All right. A bias. I've got a bone to pick with you. Tengo hueso to pick with you. I have a bone to pick with you. Pick, como elegir, to pick. I have a bone to pick with you. Tengo algo que discutir contigo. No, tengo una cuenta pendiente contigo. No. It's very difficult to translate some of these expressions well into Spanish. I've got a bone to pick with you. She's got a bone to pick with her sister, for example. A bone to pick means algo que tiene que resolver con ella y va a ir detrás de ella para un asunto. A bone to pick. All right. And finally, one more. I've got a bun in the oven. Tengo un bollo en el horno. It's impossible for me to say, porque estoy embarazado. You can't say that. She's got do you have a bun in the oven? No, she doesn't have a bun in the oven. She says, no. A bun. It's a British expression, but I've heard it. She's got a bun in the oven means ella está en estado, está en cinta. Yeah, she's expecting. We say she's expecting. Está esperando. All right. Yes. She's got a bun in the oven. All right, a bun in the oven. I don't have a bun in the oven, by the way. Thank God. I can't get my bookmarker. Okay, the bookmarker. So, do you have a bun in the oven? All right. Well, we'll come back to that later, another day. Gain fluency. Let's continue with our little paragraphs. We're progressing on these things. Page 58, paragraph 507. I know you can't speak right now. Yes. For example, I go to visit the hospital. I'm a detective. I'm a police detective. Okay? And Marta has been the victim of an attempted murder. Intento de asesinato. and she's wounded. She's in the hospital. And she can't speak. All right. But I'm the police detective, and I need to interview her. I need her to explain what happened. So I go to the hospital, and I say, Marta, I know you can't speak right now. Sé que no puedes hablar ahora mismo. I know you can't speak right now, but you can answer my questions simply by nodding your head if the answer is yes, and shaking your head if the answer is no. All right? Very easy. Yes. I know you can't, es una sola frase este párrafo. I know you can't speak right now, but you can answer my questions simply by nodding your head if the answer is yes, and shaking your head if the answer is no. You can answer my questions simply by nodding your head, to nod, to shake. It's interesting that in Bulgaria, in that area, people shake their head when they say yes. ¿Vas a ir a la playa? Sí, sí. Yeah, this is interesting. And the reason I know is because I remember an interview with many, many years ago with a man who was an inspector in Ellis Island. Ellis Island, when you go into the New York Harbor, in Puerto New York Harbor, you have the Liberty Island with the Statue of Liberty. And then next to it is Ellis Island with big buildings. All the immigrants entering New York first needed to pass through Ellis Island. In some of the movies, you've seen this, okay? Yeah, Vito Corleone had to pass through Ellis Island. And I remember an interview with a man who had been an official working in Ellis Island, and he told the story. He said, a man, after the line, a man came, and he began, and we asked questions, and there was a translator, an interpreter. And he said, I asked the question, and the man shook his head. And the interpreter said, no. He said, yes. So I asked another question, and the man shook his head. I said, but he's shaking. He said, no. He said, yes. And finally, the interpreter said, from this area of the Imperio Otomano, in this area of the Ottoman Empire, people shake their head. They don't nod their head. So it's interesting. And this is true, by the way. All right. So, I know you can't speak now, or I know you can't speak right now, but you can answer my questions. You can answer. Enlacemos. You can answer. Usa la N de can si la siguiente palabra es con vocal, ni se inicia con vocal, para enlazar, de bisagra. Can answer. I know you can't speak right now, but you can answer my questions simply by nodding your head if the answer is yes, and shaking your head if the answer is no. Okay? Fantástico inglés aquí. If you want to learn English, this is the book. All right. The next one, 508. Take a deep breath. Take a deep una honda aspiración. Take a deep breath and hold it until I say okay. Until I say okay. I need you to hold your breath for only about 10 seconds each time. After that, I'll take your blood pressure and temperature. Take your temperature. You put the thermometer, termómetro, the thermometer. Yes. Hold your breath for 10 seconds. Okay, fine. Take a deep breath. Yes, it's interesting. When you go to a different country, the language, We say, breathe in, breathe out. Or inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. Take a deep, that's a deep breath. Breath is aliento. Mal aliento is bad breath. Yeah. Respirar is to breathe. Se cambia la pronunciación y la TH se vibra. Breathe. Y hay una E después, por eso es cambia. Breathe. Pero quitas esa E, es breath. Aliento o respiración. Espera. Wait. Let me catch my breath. Deja que recoja mi respiración, se dice en inglés. Let me catch my breath. Wait. Let me catch my breath. Just a second. All right. So, I'm out of breath. Me falta respiración. I'm out of breath. If you finish running the marathon or the 400 meters, my God. If you run the 400 meters, you need about 5 minutes to catch to recover your breath, to catch your breath. Take a deep breath and hold it until I say okay. Okay, until I say, hasta que diga, until I say okay. I need you to hold your breath for only about 10 seconds each time. Cada vez. We're going to continue doing this. Hold your breath. 10 seconds. Take your blood pressure. La presión sanguínea, la tensión. Blood pressure. Under pressure. Presure escrito doble S. Under pressure. Under pressure. To take your blood pressure. My blood pressure normally is perfect. De libro. It's interesting. I don't know why. But 12/8. 12/8. 112.5/8.5. It's always 13.9. Ya es raro. Or 11.7 is not very common from time to time. But normally, when they put it on, I relax. Yeah. I don't get nervous. Yeah. And in the United States, they have blood pressure. Units everywhere. You go to a supermarket, and in one corner there's a chair with it. You put your arm through it, and you can sit for free. You don't have to pay. In every pharmacy in the United States, you have a blood pressure chair, and it's free. And so every time I see a blood pressure chair, I sit down and get my blood pressure. It's interesting. Some people are afraid. ¿Tienes miedo de que te tomen la atención? No. Some people, no, I don't want to do it. Why not? Maybe it's because my blood pressure has always been good. But blood pressure. Blood pressure. Take a deep breath and hold it. Hold it. Hold it until I say okay. I need you to hold your breath for only about 10 seconds each time, cada vez. After that, I'll take your blood pressure and temperature. That's all. Yeah, your temperature. Eso es todo. That's all. That's all. That's all, folks. ¿Te suena that's all, folks? De los dibujos animados de la Warner. La da 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 da. That's all, folks. All right, that's all, folks. Okay, the next one. The next to last, page 509 on page 58. Get to the point, please. We don't need to know all the case history that has brought you to this point. What we need to know is what exactly you want to propose. ¿Qué propones? No des mil rodeos para llegar a ello. ¿Ya? ¿Tu historial? Otro día. Okay. Get to the point. Al grano, por favor. Get to the point, please. Get to the point. We don't need to know all the case history, historia del caso. We don't need to know all the case history that has brought you to this point. Pero aquí estás tú, aquí. Todos los preliminares. El por qué hayas llegado hasta aquí nos importa poco. ¿Qué propones? All right. Si has llegado aquí, vales. Okay. Ahora, propon algo. All right. Get to the point, get to the point, get to the point, please. We don't need to know all the case history that has brought you to this point. Otra vez point, a este punto. What we need to know is what exactly you want to propose. Yeah. I'm not interested in your background. I mean, if you're here in front of us, somos un tribunal, if you're here in front of us, it's because you're good and you have good ideas. Now, what are the ideas? What do you propose? Get to the point. Get to the point, please. Get to the point, please. All right. And one more. How much time, Marta? Okay, yeah, one more. I've decided it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. To achieve an objective of this kind will require an enormous amount of effort, as well as quite a bit of money. It's simply not worth it. Wow. Esto en una empresa, este párrafo, muy relevante. I've decided it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. To achieve an objective of this kind will require an enormous amount of effort, as well as quite a bit of money. It's simply not worth it. Yeah. Yes. To achieve an objective of this kind, traigo esto porque en la reunión el objetivo está expuesto aquí. Por ego this, si no dice that. Si Marta me dice un objetivo, lograr un objetivo de esa clase o de ese tipo, to achieve, si digo this es que está aquí. To achieve an objective of this kind, yeah. I've decided, mi decisión, my decision. Aquí decido yo, It's my decision. And I've decided it's not worth it. No, it's not worth it. ¿Cómo? It's not worth it. ¿Qué dices? I've decided it is not worth it. No vale la pena. No merece la pena. Yeah. I've decided it's not worth it. Es una expresión curiosa, pero tremendamente importante. It's not worth it. O it's worth it. Ello es valedero de ello. Literalmente, que no es raro. It's worth it, it's not worth it. It's worth it, it's not worth it. También existe it's worthwhile. Es otra forma de decir vale la pena, pero si dice más este último, este otro. It's worth it. I've decided it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. No vale el esfuerzo. It's not worth the effort. I've decided it's not worth it. Y luego él repite, it's not worth the effort. To achieve es lograr o conseguir, un objetivo en este caso. To achieve an objective of this kind, de esta clase, de este tipo. Vaya objetivo, ¿eh? Wow, que los españoles todos aprenden inglés. My God, it's not worth it. I've decided it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. To achieve an objective of this kind requerirá, exigirá, will require, to require. To achieve an objective of this kind will require an enormous amount of effort, as well as quite a bit of money. Así como bastante dinero, as well as, también como, pero en este caso así como, bastante dinero. Requerirá un esfuerzo enorme, así como mucho dinero, además de mucho dinero, así como mucho dinero. So I've decided it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. To achieve, también podría gerundio achieving, pero to achieve an objective of this kind will require, futuro, requerirá, will require an enormous effort, as well as quite a bit of money. It's simply not worth, simplemente no vale. It's simply not worth it. It's not worth it. To learn English, is it worth it? I don't know. Is it worth it? For your children, yes, of course. For you, is it worth it? Every now and then, de vez en cuando, every now and then, every so often, from time to time, somebody asks me, tengo 70 años, pero quiero aprender inglés. I'm 70. And I say, if you're truly interested and willing to make the effort, yes. Very recommendable because yo creo que aleja la demencia. Learning a language requires a mental acuity that I think is good for your brain. And if you enjoy it, then of course, learning a language, I recommend, at any age. See you tomorrow.